Welcome on this new video. This is the first video of a series of videos about blockchains. My name is Alessandro Oppo, and in the next month I'll try to explain you this. That is actually a thesis printed at my home, and I've studied history, but I wasn't the IT before. I was a computer assistant administrator guy. And I've worked with Arduino, I've worked with other stuff, and then I decided to study history. And after 3 years, so a bachelor's in history in Italy is actually 3 years of study, I've written this thesis that is in Italian, and you can find it online. And the title is Blockchains, double dot. Decentralization of money, the power, and the state. I'm working also on the translation of this thesis. I'm working on, I'm trying to have feedbacks so I can write it again in a better way and release it as a real ebook. Okay, but why I think is so important to explain you something about blockchains. I mean, YouTube is full of videos. You can find them everywhere. And during this class, I will give you a lot of links about resources that you can find online. Okay, the main reason why I'm doing this class is because I think that a lot of people didn't really understand a lot about blockchains and Bitcoin or whatever. First thing, blockchain is actually the technology that Bitcoin uses. Many people that are really into Bitcoin, call the technology blockchain, the blockchain technology, they call it Bitcoin technology. Because actually the first time it was used was by Bitcoin, so in 2008, and it was released by Satoshi Nakamoto. You can find that white paper online, and you can also see that the blockchain word isn't really used. There is this term, they call it time chain. Because if you think in a decentralized technological system, you don't have time. You cannot have time without authority. And this is something crazy. Imagine to have like some watches. I mean, real watches, the one that you put on your arm. So you have these different watches, and you want them to show the same hour. I mean, the same time. But it's not possible for the watches to do like regulation between them. They can't regulate between them. You need to do it, and then you are the external authority, the king that decide the time for all your watches. But they cannot do it by themselves, and this is what happened usually with technology, with computers. My phone is not deciding the time for himself, his own time. No, it's actually taking the time from another server that is called probably an NTP server. That is a server that gives time to every other devices. But without this authority, how can you do it? Okay, blockchains. This is actually the solution. And I think it's quite fascinating. And also, if you think that with blockchains we are giving time to technology without authority, we can also understand maybe why I decided to study blockchains in a history bachelor's degree. if you think history is actually studying the people of the past, I mean, you study the past and you study also the people, and so there is time involved. And time, yes, time. The things that also if you do something, if you want to block it, it pass. Of course, during this class we will not talk only about blockchains. We will talk also about artificial intelligence, IoT, Internet of Things, and maybe also robotics, because they all goes together. And yeah, I actually really like blockchains because I think, as I explained, that they can relate really well with what I studied. As I say, blockchains are time, they bring time, but they bring also data. Right now, if you think about a public blockchains, they have a public ledger, everyone can see the transaction that happened there. I know, probably I'm saying a lot of things that you do not understand, or maybe you do. And that's also another thing. I'm trying, I will try to explain you blockchains. I will try to explain you blockchains, but from a social science point of view. Because blockchains are not just time. Blockchains, in a way, but we'll see it later, also bring another kind of law. Of course, we don't give a fuck about the fact that two watches can show the same time. Whoa, super cool! Now, of course, we want people that reach agreements about something more complex. Like, if two watches can show the same time, maybe me and you can think about the same rules. We can reach an agreement. Also, if you live, like, I don't know, in the US, in Canada, in India, and I'm in Milan, Italy. As you probably understood from my accent and I don't know, like thousands of errors that I did. So the first video lasted enough, just another minute about me, and then I will never talk about me again. So as I say, I did the system administrator, then I just completed my bachelor's in history. I'm also a tailor. I like to do like every now and then to sew military backpacks that you can find somewhere online and blah blah blah. And I'm also a writer. I like to write novels. I like to, short stories and all this kind of stuff. These videos that you will see in the future maybe are very political. But not like just about Trump, Biden, and this kind of stuff that is more gossip than political. As I said, I studied history, so political for me is like to take care of the polis. And the polis is like the place where you live, where you are living now. It's not because, I don't know, there are politicians that should do it, like take care about the place you live. You should not take care, because you should check, you should control politicians, you should be very active and say, why you did this near my place? Okay, blockchains and everything and all what we'll see in the next days, months, years is about this. Because this technology that it's just a technology, but helps human to agree, to reach, to show the same time. That's so fucking cool. See you in the next video. I'm so excited.